16 robots began, but only one can become the new Internal Bots champion. After some of the toughest, most robot-smashing battles ever, our final 8 robots will be pushed to the limit one final time. Tonight, we are going to crown the new Internal Bots champion. Welcome to the Grand Final. Previously on Internal Bots, Heatwave and Crunchy Wobkins both battled their way through their heat to earn the final spots here tonight in the Grand Final. It's the Grand Final of Internal Bots Series 2. The heat winners from all 4 episodes have earned their spots here tonight. They've been ranked 1 through to 8 for our final single elimination bracket. Tonight, we crown a champion. Let's take a look at the robots in our final bracket. Here we are, starting with the number 1 seed, Catastrophe. The defending champion has been nothing short of a monster in this tournament so far, KOing every single opponent he has faced so far. He will be fighting the number 8 seed, Goshell, who actually came through the same heat as him. On the other side of the bracket, we have the number 2 seed, Anergy. Anergy delivered 2 very quick out of the arena shots in its heat, but took huge damage when fighting Turn It Out. He will be fighting the clusterbot of Cuddle and Tickle, which took the number 7 seed. In the same half of the bracket, we have the number 3 seed, Heatwave, who didn't have the easiest of times getting through its heat. He will be up against the number 6 seed, Crunchy Wobkins, so we will have another rematch on our hands here. Moving back to the other side of the bracket, we have the number 4 seed, Turn It Out. He was very impressive in his heat, winning all of his matches, and he will be fighting the number 5 seed, Wedgebot of Blue Terror. Before we begin our first match, let's give you one final reminder of those battle rules. Each fight is up to 3 minutes in length. Competitors can win by pushing each other into the pit, flipping them out of the arena, or destroying them by means of destruction. If the fight goes for the full 3 minutes, it will go to a judge's decision. In the arena for every fight, we have Trainwreck, the house robot. If competitors stray into that CPZ of his, he can deal out unlimited damage. If the competitors hit the pit button, the Doom Dial can swing left, which opens the pit, or swing right, releasing Trainwreck from his CPZ for 10 lengthy seconds. Now let's begin the Grand Final, with previous runner-up Anergy taking on the clusterbot of Cuddle and Tickle in our first quarterfinal match.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Only 8 machines remain. The final few. And Anergy and Cuddle and Tickle kick-starting what should be a wonderful Grand Final here. These 2 clusterbots have been great fun throughout. Now they have their biggest task of all. Can they somehow shuffle and control the explosive, the methodical Anergy down? It looks unlikely, but you just never know with these naggy pair. Anergy lining up a flip. There goes one flying. Trainwreck closing in and spinning off into the distance. And I think we're going to have to get used to that one in this battle. They are used to flying without flippers in the arena. Being off the floor flipper, being off Trainwreck, not for the first time here. And early on, this is going exactly to plan for Anergy. Again, just does that little twist manoeuvre and then flings them. Self-rising there is Anergy. Just bides its time. It lets one of the clusterbots just ride up the wedge slowly, and then it waits its moment, and then it flings. Not that time though. Didn't get the angle of approach quite right for an Uta attempt out of the arena. What's Trainwreck done? He's done a roly-poly here. Roadhouse Robot was called, and the plexiglass outside of the arena has called for half of Cuddle and Tickle. There goes the bank account, and there goes another one. Brilliant by Energy, and that is a quarter-final victory under the belt for it.
Cease.
After 2 impressive out of the arena shots, Energy is moving through to the semi-finals. It's time for our second quarter-final match between Blue Terror and Turn It Out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Quarter-final battle number 2. And it's Blue Terror and Turn It Out who are contesting it. 2 different styles here. I've been impressed with both of these throughout the tournament though. Blue Terror, this quite what you normally refer to as boring wedge, but a durable wedge. And Turn It Out is this surprisingly very energetic little spinner. It's not quite the most destructive one for raw impact, but he gets so many hits in over the course of a fight as Blue Terror activates Roadhouse Robot and Trainwreck gets near those spikes which upended the big man in the last fight. Turn It Out getting cooked, and that was a very big hit there onto the side of Blue Terror. You're hoping with those wheels so close to the side that nothing internally gets damaged there from Blue Terror. Externally, it looks very durable and resolute. So this could be an interesting one for Turn It Out. Obviously, horizontal spinner has the ground clearance underneath as well. And there it goes, riding over the top. And you can tell that we are into the serious stages now. This has been a very nitty-gritty fight so far. Blue Terror just trying to Turn It Out onto those arena spikes, trying to inch out as many points as possible here. Wouldn't say either machine's been totally in control, but that's a good drive there. Turn It Out has landed some good side-on hits. Blue Terror has been mostly dictating the pace of the fight. It hasn't really pushed Turn It Out around that much, hasn't fed it into the House Robot much, hasn't put it onto Arena Hazards much. Maybe with one decisive drive, this could be Blue Terror's fight. That's a good drive into the arena entry gate, where the Cuddle and Tickle have already flown out earlier on. Again, Turn It Out just trying to climb its way off of Blue Terror here. And a little niggly hit to the back. Such minor moments, but such big decisive ones in the grand scheme of this second Internal Bot series. Turn It Out looking there, considering the Doom Dial. Another good couple of little hits there, and another. They are minor, they are not causing too much damage, but they are hits, and that is important. And now this could be big. Oh, Turn It Out just turned away before Trainwreck closed in. And time is ticking down here, going into the remaining 10 seconds, and this is so tight. One more moment maybe, or is time done? That was a good hit. Could it be a decisive hit? It's over.
Cease.
Well. Who won it? Who won it? As we know, it went to the judges, and they gave the win and the semi-final spot to Blue Terror. Congratulations. It's time for the defending champion Catastrophe to take on Ghost Shell once again.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go, a throwback to one of the first battles of the series here. Ghost Shell worried Catastrophe, the champion, the big man, but eventually lost. But here, there might be early problems for the champion because they are over. Now, the bar has helped stabilise it before, but it's done for. Has the smallest of arena hazards taken out the biggest of the machines it has?
Cease.
Well, you can't make that one up. That is next level. Incredibly, the champion has been defeated in the biggest upset so far. Ghost Shell is moving on to the semi-finals, where it will be up against Blue Terror. It's time for our final quarter-final fight between Heatwave and Crunchy Wobkins.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
These two faced off in the heats. It was Heatwave who won a very cagey affair. But no, it was cagey, it won it convincingly, and it will be hoping to do that yet again here to make its way into the Internal Bots Series 2 semi-finals. Crunchy Wobkins, love it. Fan favourite. Everybody wants to see it do well. Is this a step too far for it though? Heatwave in behind. Heatwave hitting. Heatwave again in close. Knocking it back. The slab standing firm. For how long? Crunchy Wobkins now in underneath. But Heatwave has got stuck. No. No. Has Crunchy Wobkins done the impossible? I say done the impossible. It's done it without doing anything. Heatwave is stuck! And there it is! Another shock! Well, that's another huge upset occurring there. And Crunchy Wobkins continues its incredible run by taking the final spot in the semi-final lineup. It's time for our first semi-final match between Anergy and Crunchy Wobkins.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well, goodness me. This Internal Bots Grand Final so far has been something special. Anergy should be the favourite now as it gets an early flip in on Crunchy Wobkins. But this is the thing, Anergy. This is the thing you don't realise. Crunchy Wobkins shouldn't be here. Crunchy Wobkins has pulled off the impossible multiple times during this championship. You could be the next one to fall, you know. And if it does, it will be something special. Surely Anergy will win this. Crunchy Wobkins dangerously near that pit. I know it might want to suck Anergy in towards there, considering it is only the metal slab on the front of Crunchy Wobkins as offensive power. There is Anergy in underneath, and one of its big slams, expansive, and nearly out of the arena. Close call for Crunchy Wobkins. Hangs on with the hope and admiration of everybody keeping it in the arena. Nothing else, I don't think. Anergy coming close. Pit drama, pit tension. Crunchy Wobkins nearly dropping in. Anergy closing in again. Rising underneath, Wobkins trying to push back. This is tense. These are the moments that will decide if you take this crown. Anergy close again. Oh, goodness me, that's it. Get away and try one of your big flips, Anergy, because you do not want to tempt fate with Crunchy Wobkins. He is formidable and fearless, and it can take on the world. And I might say this is a joke, but it's proven true in this series of Internal Bots, because nothing can beat this thing, and it's now pinning Anergy in. Oh, time for a breather. Time for a breather. Anergy flipping itself clear. Now to flip itself back over. It has to be careful with those overflips though, because as we've seen just there, Crunchy Wobkins can bundle Anergy backwards if it gives it the chance. Another big reply from Anergy. It's been a good battle. You'd say Anergy's had the better of it. Again, this little tactical waiting game in and around the pit, it's so dangerous to carry out. Anergy turning, trying to carry Wobkins away with it to try another one of its big flips. This time Anergy backs away. Wobkins closing in again, has got its side on, front on, at an angle. Now they are deadlocked. Will Anergy try to flip? It has, but it's overflipped. This could be a moment here for Crunchy Wobkins for an all-time classic moment. They've gone. Oh, they've both gone.
Cease.
What's happened? Oh. Whoa, well, this will for sure spark some controversy. It was because of Crunchy Wobkins that both machines ended up in the pit, But because Crunchy Wobkins itself was the first to hit the bottom of the pit, it was decided that the win would be given to Anergy. So unfortunately, Crunchy Wobkins is going home, and that puts Anergy 2.0 through as our first finalist. It's time for our second and final semi-final match between Blue Terror and Ghost Shell.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
It's the second batch of our final four, Blue Terror and Ghost Shell. And out comes Trainwreck early on here. Blue Terror on the retreat. Ghost Shell has to be careful there. The favourite for this fight, you'd say, with that vertical spinner. Rather fortunately took out the champion, but it still did it. That's the main thing. We've already seen Anergy have that real scare, to say the least, against Crunchy Wobkins, an unassuming wedge, may I add, something which Blue Terror is, but has also seen it be successful. Can Blue Terror do what Wobkins couldn't quite, and I mean by an inch, and take this win over Ghost Shell, who has activated the Doom Dial, and Trainwreck closes in on it! And that's a big moment! And so big that it's crippled the entire right side of Ghost Shell's drive, and all it can do now is spin around hopelessly. It needs to just gyro around, hope that that vertical spinner can somehow do the impossible here on Blue Terror. But I think we've got another major upset in this grand final of Internal Bots, and off goes the Doom Dial once more. And Blue Terror's being chased, thankfully, for Ghost Shell, because it could have had its other side of the drive caught out there if it wasn't careful. But wow, 1 minute 30 to go, and I think Blue Terror is going to come out with a famous victory here, placing it onto the pit. You know what they're wanting to do here. Obviously, they've already pressed the Doom Dial before. Yes, going for it again. And again. Yes. Alright. We know you can reverse into a static tyre, but can you finish off Ghost Shell here, who is still clambering around the arena? We know it's crippled, but the weapon is still working. And although time is ticking down, there is still time here for the unlikely. We saw the unlikely from nowhere with Catastrophe. Obviously Blue Terror is invertible, so Ghost Shell's going to have to hope for something incredible from, I don't know, the floor flipper. It's going to get a late bit of drama here. Blue Terror again, it's just pacing itself, isn't it? It doesn't need to engage Ghost Shell much. Good ram there, flying, flinging. Ghost Shell coming back down, but this promising vertical spinner may have fallen here at the semi-final hurdle. Another drive carried out, time is ticking down, and surely Blue Terror has carried out the unlikely here. It has, surely. There we go, the judges. Another fight going to the judges in this grand final, and they gave the last spot in the final to Blue Terror, putting Ghost Shell's miracle run to an end. Neither of these robots have had the easiest path to the final. Blue Terror has gotten here on pure pushing power, but most of its fights have gone to the judges, which it has had to scrape out. Meanwhile, in the heat stages, Anergy sustained huge damage while fighting Turn It Out, and in the semi-final he won a narrow win against Crunchy Wobkins. Other than that, Anergy has KO'd every single other robot it has faced. Now, it is finally time for our grand final. It is finally time to crown the champion of Internal Bot Series 2. It is finally time for Blue Terror versus Anergy.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
It all comes down to this. Two machines, two blue machines. It's Blue Terror and the runner-up from last time, Energy. Will history repeat itself? Energy, this is the final, my man. You're not meant to flip over the house robot. But the pit's down already. That's a massive factor for Blue Terror, who has turned. Big chance! Oh! Internal Bot's dreams come true in blue! Blue Terror has done it! Amazing journey! Crowned off for good. Take a bow. So that's it. It's been a long journey to get to this point, and in the end, the Wedge of Blue Terror won it all. A new champion has been crowned, and a worthy one at that. Energy once again places second, but really, either of these machines could have taken the win, and they would have deserved it. That's all from us here at Internal Bot, and what an enjoyable series it has been. Thank you all so much for watching, and for the final time this series, good night.